All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the NiceAI Ask Nicely webinar. So great to have you all here today. We've got a really exciting topic with being able to share today the first features of NiceAI. So really great to have you here. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Lena Hesselgrave. I'm the head of product marketing here at Ask Nicely. So I'm really excited to introduce our fantastic speakers that we have here today. We've got Paul Shingles, who's our Chief Product Officer here at Ask Nicely. Paul leads our product development, our engineering and design teams here at Ask Nicely, and all of our future product development and strategy. And then we've got Reagan Nickel. He's our Director of Customer Success. Him and his team are all responsible for really making sure you get the most out of Ask Nicely. And I'm Lena Hesselgrave, the head of product marketing. I'll give you a quick overview of our agenda today and what we're covering. So we'll first hand over to Paul. He'll introduce you to NiceAI, what it is, why we've created it, and some of our principles related to how we're thinking about AI. We've got then Reagan Nickel will take us through our dynamic surveys, our AI insights, and AI moderation. 3 super exciting new features that are available now. And then we'll jump into a section where we'll have a poll where you can help us shape the future of NiceAI. So really be part of the super exciting journey that we're on together. And then finally, we'll have time for Q&A as well. A little housekeeping before I hand over to Paul. We'll be recording this session and that'll be sent over to you after this the session finishes today. We're having an interactive poll, so jump in there, add any your thoughts as we go through. We'll have 2 of those, one near the middle and then one at the end where you can help us shape the future. And then we've got a Q&A tab as well, so you can add your questions there as we go. And also there's the option to engage in the chat as well. So any reactions, any thoughts as we go through, feel free to add those in and our team will be in there as well responding to those. So without further ado, I will quickly now hand over to Paul. Thank you so much, Paul.
Great, thanks. Thanks, Lena. And hi, everybody. Welcome to the NiceAI webinar. Look, it's a true privilege and pleasure to be demonstrating some of our AI initiatives to you today. We thank you for taking the time to join us to learn more about these features. Firstly, just a note around NiceAI and what NiceAI is. NiceAI is not a product, it's not a feature in and of itself, it's more of a philosophy or of a way of deploying some new technology into the Ask Nicely platform. AI has unlocked a whole lot of opportunity in how we deploy product and how we leverage data for customers and how we interact with customers through technology. And what we wanted to do is come up with a philosophy around how we use that technology and making things valuable for our customers. And so NiceAI is going to be seen more and more within our product, but is not a feature in and of itself. It is almost a marker or a signal to say, here is the philosophy at work and here is some value that we've delivered to you that's powered by AI. And as part of my talk that I'll give you this morning, I'll be able to take you through some of our philosophy that gives you the confidence and trust in what we're doing with NiceAI in the platform. But first, my primary philosophy as a product leader and as a product leader here at Ask Nicely is that AI is not the product. The product is a product, and AI is one of the ways to make people's lives easier. And this is a great quote from Diego Zacks, who's a VP of design at Ramp. And this is a great way to think about how we use AI and technology and how we want to leverage AI here at Ask Nicely. It's about taking a tool and making use of that tool to make the product better. But the product is the thing that needs to shine. The product is the thing that needs to be the winner for us and for our customers. And so AI should be an always on and always used capability, but only in support of delivering great features and great value to our customers. So a quick recap for those of you who haven't seen this, and for some of you who have, if you've had a conversation with your customer success manager, we're really thinking about Ask Nicely in this concept of the flywheel. And the flywheel for us is a vehicle essentially for us to really narrow down our focus and make sure we're focusing on the right parts of value for our customers. I won't go into all of these in detail, but the flywheel for us is about collecting the information that you need to make decisions on your business and understand your business. It's about responding to the feedback that you get when you get customer feedback, because that's a really important value promise. It's about giving you the insights through our assess part of the flywheel to be able to see what's happening within your customer experience and within your customer base. But also then leveraging those insights to make transformative change, proactive transformative change within your organization to make your customer experience better for the long term, not just the short term. Then turning all of that great work, all of that transformational work within your organization into new customers, repeat customers, longer term customers, who then become regular reviewers, regular referrers, who drive more customers into your ecosystem. And so this is how we're thinking about, the product that we deliver, which is AskNicely, and also how we deploy NiceAI. And NiceAI should, at some point in the future, touch all of these parts of the flywheel. And today, there's certainly 3 key areas that we're going to be addressing today, which is around collect, assess, and transform. So our AI principles that I wanted to share with you today, and these are things that we hold dear when we're looking at deploying AI solutions within the product. First is customer centricity. We need to keep you, our customer, and your customers first in mind, and make sure that we're delivering products for you. It's not products just for product's sake. It's not AI for AI's sake. So being really focused on what is important for our customers and for our customers' customers. But also important to be innovative and adaptable. AI is changing so rapidly, and there's new things coming out all the time. And so making sure that we have a culture of innovation and urgency within the product. And this is demonstrated by these 3 products that we're sharing with you today. They were born out of a hackathon that we hosted just in June. And so, from picking up the tools and understanding how they work to deploying it into production and putting them in your hands in less than 2 months, I think it's great. And it's the sort of urgency that we want to keep working on here at AskNicely, because it's how quickly we can evolve and how quickly we can evolve these features that makes these win for you. Data privacy and security has always been really important here at AskNicely, and we want to continue that. So the information that we have that we're using to deliver these AI features stay within our ecosystem. We are not training someone else's model, and we are not taking your data and putting it anywhere else. It stays within the AskNicely ecosystem. It stays within our infrastructure and does not leave it. And so that data privacy and data security, which we've always been really, really passionate about, remains here with these AI features as well. And also, human interactions is part of the game. That's what a lot of you do. Your businesses are people-powered businesses. And so we want to make sure that we're enhancing the human interaction, not necessarily replacing it. It's got to be additive, not replacative. And we want you to be able to derive meaningful action out of the improvements we make. So, a lot of AI can actually make things more confusing. A lot of the way that it's deployed can make things less clear. We want to continue making things more clear, easier to understand, so that you can spend more time focusing on the things that matter within your business. And so these are the key principles that we're driving into our AI development, and these are the key principles that underpin our NiceAI features, and some of the stuff that we'll be showing you today hopefully demonstrates them. And then lastly, we know that there's a lot of opportunity to deliver AI features through customer experience. And this quote from the Paradox report by Deloitte is really interesting, that 9 in 10 customer experience leaders are confident that AI has the potential to improve customer experience, yet only 3 in 10 use AI often. Well, hopefully, we're here to change a little bit of that with AskNicely and some of the features we're delivering today. And hopefully you'll see value in them and see the value out of them as well. So I've talked a lot about NiceAI. Now let's get into the meat. Let's get into the stuff that you're really here for. So today we're pleased to demonstrate to you our new NiceAI-driven dynamic surveys, AI insights, and AI moderation. And to demonstrate those to you, I'd like to hand over to Reagan Nickel, our Director of Customer Success.
Thank you, Paul, and great to be with everybody. Those of you who are longtime customers of AskNicely have probably had a chance to meet with me once or twice before, and hopefully that was a positive experience. I'm going to start sharing my screen here and we'll get right into the demo. As said in the introductions, my role is head of customer success, which means I get the pleasure of overseeing well over 1,000 different customers and accounts and organizations drive for better customer experiences. And I'll tell you what everybody comes back and asks for, or people are constantly reaching out to their CSM for, is how do I get better or more surveys responses? How do I drive better or more insights? And then how do I safely trust and distribute that feedback into the hands of those people who can actually drive change? So that's why we're so excited to have focused our AI powers and the AI capabilities in these three areas. And we're going to drive right into most of it here. I'm going to get into our own Ask Nicely environment, and show you around. I mean, this view looks very familiar to most of you. But what I want to show you is what a lot of customers are saying, and what we noticed ourselves was we're on the right-hand side, we're able to see all of our customer responses. We see these nice little cards, and as most of you know, when there's information or there's text here, we all get really excited because I have a new survey response. I have something I can go read and look into. Occasionally, we might see a survey response like this, no comment, or we might see something that says, perhaps it was user friendly, or perhaps it's lacking a lot of context, or it's lacking richness or detail that might make that insight even more valuable. That's exactly what our dynamic survey is designed to do. The other thing that it's designed to do, and I'll get into the actual demo, is many of you have workflows set up so that in a case like this, when we get somebody who says it was very user friendly, we have our workflows set up that are designed to reach back out and to engage this customer to say, is there more details that you can provide us here? What dynamic surveys does is it intervenes immediately in the moment that your customer is taking the survey. I'll show you here in real time, and then we'll show you how to enable this. Let's go first from their customer's perspective. So I'm going to go ahead and take a survey. In this case, I'm going to take a survey from this pretend airline company, Jarvis Airline. Yeah, I might even give, let's see, let's give a good rating. Let's do a promoter rating here. We're going to give it a 9. We're going to say our in-flight experience is the reason for our score. And here I'm going to say something pretty vague, super helpful, right? What NiceAI, what the dynamic survey is now doing is AI is intervening, saying this is perhaps we want a little bit more context than super helpful. This question was on the fly designed and implemented by AI. This was not a survey that you had to predetermine or write or pass through any kind of spell checker. AI delivers it on time really quickly and intuitively. And what you'll notice is we've programmed it specifically to be empathetic, to engage your context in a way and in a tone that is appropriate for your business. So in this case, it says, Reagan, I'm glad to hear that our team has been helpful. Could you share a specific example of how our in-flight experience has improved since your last flight with us? And this is now, if I'm engaged, I might provide a little bit more information here. Perhaps I say the attendant helped lift my luggage and was friendly throughout. And we're gonna leave that bit of feedback. Now, just in that simple sentence, the feedback just got more valuable than it was before. Super helpful, great. I don't know exactly what we're doing. Okay, now I understand we're being friendly. We even helped lift luggage. And the AI went a little step further, says, we're thrilled that the attendant was helpful and friendly. Again, this was not pre-written, this was not predisposed or anything that your team had to do. The AI is taking the initiative to go ahead and extract more and more of that insight. As this is our final question, again, informing and making a positive survey experience, is there anything else you want to share with the airline and say, keep up the great work? Okay. Now, as you imagine this in your own environments, you can imagine getting not just one piece of helpful comments, but being able to potentially add up to 5 additional questions. One other bit about this particular survey is that the AI is also programmed to detect sentiment. If the AI can detect that perhaps I'm a little bit fatigued of the survey, it will actually abandon additional questions. So let me show you how you would enable that in your own environment. We're gonna actually refresh the screen here, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like when that comment comes through. Here's super helpful. Let's go look at that comment. Look at all of the additional data that we're getting in this particular survey card or the response card that we weren't getting on, say, something like this, right? You can see how short that particular comment or that particular response is versus something like this, where now we're getting even more and more insights. The way that this works and the way to enable this is you're going to come down to your survey builder. Okay. Survey builder on the right-hand side or on the left-hand side. You're going to select the template that you're going to be updating. In this case, we're going to update our airline template. Most of you should be familiar with this view. If you're not, feel free to reach out. We're standing by and ready and willing to help you walk through these steps. Underneath the hood of our survey builder, each survey is built with cards, question cards. And in this case, what we've done is we've powered one of your cards with NiceAI. And you're going to see this in your particular surveys. You're going to come down and you can add a question, and you'll be able to add a specific open question and power it with NiceAI. When you've added that particular question, this question card here in our survey flow, it asks us how many questions do we want to follow up with, right? The limit. What are we willing to put our survey respondents through? In this case, I've enabled it to do 3, but I could go up to 5 and save that particular survey. If you're curious, what does that flow look like, or you want to test it, you want to make sure that the AI doesn't go off the rails, of course, be sure to test it here in our preview mode, where you can select any one of the ratings and go through that survey flow yourself. What we have found is that more and more customers are able to surface even more insights from a single survey response than they've ever had before. And also, they're creating better and more positive experiences within the survey itself than what would have been required before in some sort of follow-up or waiting for an account manager to follow up with them, or a manager. We can do a lot of that inside of the survey itself with NiceAI. We're going to pause. I think there might be a poll, and we're happy to kind of see and engage people's reactions here. Did that poll pop for everybody? Oh, perfect. I think it did. I think the poll says, if you're unable to see it, should be a separate window, but the poll is, what do you find to be the most difficult? What do you find the most difficult about analyzing customer feedback? And the options that we gave everybody was time-consuming process. It's too time-consuming. Overwhelming volume of feedback. It's a good problem to have. Hard to identify emerging issues, or lack of actionable insights. And we're going to give it a second to see some of these results come in. Right now, a lack of actionable insights is leading the way. We can relate to that. It's a common question, or a common area of concern. Okay, that looks like about where it landed. Of course, we'll let additional answers kind of roll in. Connie or Lena, I'll allow you guys to share those results, but it looks like lack of actionable insights tends to be what people feel like, hey, I don't know exactly what to do with this. What I hope is that from the demo of dynamic surveys, you can see that something went from super helpful, or perhaps it even said in a detractor use case, it might say not helpful, that you're able to say, well, how do we turn this more actionable? And now with dynamic surveys, you're going to extract 2 to 3 to 5 times more insight that should lead to action. But the other part of something being actionable is that it has to be easy to understand and has to be easily surfaced. And that leads us to our next part of the demo, as we demo our AI insights capabilities. AI insights is going to allow us to quickly identify emerging themes, trends, topics, essentially allow us to ask AI to evaluate our data depending on whatever pivot field we choose. In this case, I'm actually going to do a live demonstration for Ask Nicely ourselves. A lot of our product testing is done internally, and one of the things I'm really proud of is, as my role as customer success director, is I have many different customer success managers who work on our team. I'm also responsible for 12 different people to do coaching, and I do performance evaluations, and I do one-on-ones, and that can be really time consuming. And I have relied on our AI insights to help me drive what those coachings look like. And let me show you what I mean. Each of you today, as you log into your Ask Nicely accounts, you're going to see this new AI insights. As you click on new AI insights, it's going to ask you to get started. and it's going to actually give you some directions here, which is nice. But notice our filter tab here is the same as what you recall on your overview or any other one of your reports. And what our AI Insights report is going to do is it's going to follow or adhere to the parameters of whatever filters we set. So in this case, I might choose to run a summary report for the last 6 months. It's going to incorporate all of the data that we have for the last 6 months of responses. I might choose to filter out perhaps my detractors, or I might choose to filter out my promoters or something else like that. But then it's going to ask us for a pivot field. It's going to say, what specifically do we want to hone in on or narrow in on to identify and see if we can identify some quick trends. In this case, and the way that I use it is I quickly identify, say, what kind of trends do we see amongst the CSMs? And we're going to go ahead and generate an insight here. And you're going to notice that within just a few moments, what NiceAI is going to do is it's going to provide a summary of what it's read and categorized and bucketed and themed from the last 6 months. And then it's going to begin to pull out emerging themes and trends. So this is live. I'm running this for the first time, and we're going to read it for the first time together. So here's some great things. So in the last 6 months, here's what our customers have said about Ask Nicely: ease of use. They've talked about our customer service, and you can see some sub themes here, and also some business value. As a customer success leader, though, again, what I'm interested in, and based on our pivot field of CSM, I'm able to start drilling down into my team. I can see that people who work with Yesy are generally satisfied with the support and guidance. They appreciate responsiveness, knowledge, and ability to help. All of a sudden, instantly, my next one-on-one with Yesy and Yesenia here is going to be powered by NiceAI. And if we want some further proof, what we're able to do is quickly accordion style roll up each one of these comments that support that particular theme or insight. One of the things I love most about this is I can run this as many times as I want. So if I want to change that pivot field and perhaps say, hey, just show me which of our product scorecard topics, what do people think about the product? I can regenerate that insight. And it's going to save each one of those insights, and I can go to the previous one or the next one. I can save these. I can include them in a presentation if I care to. But as I said, this is going to be something that each of you have the ability to log in today and look at those insights for the first time. As you run your insight for the first time, some of you may notice that this is included, that it will ask you and say, if you want more information, you've run your first summary for free. If it's not already included in your package, it's going to prompt you to reach out, and we can talk to you about what this would be in what this would look like in your package. If this is already included in your particular product serving offering, congratulations. We hope you find use of it. If you need any help whatsoever, don't hesitate to reach out to our CS team. We're here to help you with that. Now, I just talked about coaching. One of the other aspects of coaching, a lot of customers feel like we get a lot of sharp feedback, and I don't know if I'd feel comfortable putting the survey comments that we get in front of the frontline staff. As Paul pointed out, true growth happens as we transform the culture of our business, as we start changing the way that we talk about customer experiences, how often we talk about customer experiences. And the way to do that is by letting frontline staff and people who interact with your customers and deliver that customer experience know what their customers think that they're doing well and what they think they can improve upon. But as I said, sometimes that feedback can be pretty sharp. And separating good feedback from frustration or emotional feedback can be difficult. Now, enter NiceAI moderation settings. So I'm going to head over here to our account to show you what this looks like. And if you're nodding along, and hopefully you are, thinking, I want you to think to a specific piece of feedback that you recall getting through Ask Nicely that you think, oh man, I could not share that through. That's not safe for work, or I've never seen anybody use that word as a verb before. If you're nodding along to any of that and thinking that was not helpful feedback, Moderation AI is meant to take a list of potentially derogatory or unhelpful feedback and to reform it or to moderate it in a way that's easy to digest, safe for work, as well as safe for feelings. Nobody's feelings are going to be hurt by this. So in this case, I'm looking at a detractor feedback. You can see that it was moderated by AI. I'm going to show you what that looks like on the dashboard as well. On the right-hand side, you can see this little purple or pink tag that informs me that this particular comment has been moderated by NiceAI. So if we click on it, we take a look at it, we can see all of the same data and the insights that we talked about before, but I can also see the original. And you can see, oh, this person used a naughty word according to NiceAI, and it's going to go ahead and moderate that out. And now we're only going to be showing, especially for frontline staff, something that's safe for work, safe for their feelings, and it's not going to make anybody feel worse about where they're at. Really helpful feedback, especially when we're for teams that are frontline dependent, where you have a lot of individuals working with your customers. We want to make sure that that feedback feels safe and is also constructive. To turn this on, you're going to head over to your settings. This is down here at the bottom side. We're going to head over to settings. We're going to head over to the account. If any of you are saying, oh, this is the first time I've ever seen my account settings, well, you're welcome. Please go ahead and toggle on anything else that feels necessary for you. But this is where we're going to toggle on response moderation filter. As soon as you toggle this on, every response moving forward will be simply filtered through that particular AI model that it understands whether or not this feedback is going to be derogatory or not, and allows us to put forward better and more constructive feedback, even when emotions and frustrations might be high. So what we've talked about, and I'll head back to my particular slide again, is we're discussing solutions to help our organizations, help our customers grow their businesses through customer experiences. Every one of our customers agree on two things. We agree that customer experience matters to our businesses, and we agree that that customer experience depends on better and more actionable insights. And that's exactly what you've seen us do today with NiceAI. I hope we enjoy it, and we're be happy to answer any other questions as well. And we'll have Paul take it from here and kind of talk about how our customers can help us shape the future of AI for us.
Thank you, Reagan. Hopefully you're all as excited about some of the features that we've shared today as we are. We've had a lot of fun building these and thinking about how we can deploy AI initiatives into our customer base, and hopefully you can see some of the creativity that the team have come up with some of not just the features but also the way we've tested the features. So what I also wanted to talk to you about is the future of NiceAI. NiceAI is not done. This isn't us finished. As I said, NiceAI is a philosophy, and with a philosophy becomes a continued body of work. And we've been thinking about the different directions that we can take this and leverage AI within our product using those underpinning philosophies I talked about earlier. And I wanted to share some of the ideas we've got. These aren't necessarily in production. These aren't things we're working on right now, but this is a sort of a general shape of the direction we could take some of the features that we've got here at AskNicely, and we'd love to get your feedback on them. So those directions are, firstly, trend insights. The AI insights is a great first step in delivering insights for your business, but how can we evolve that to show you how your data is changing over time and how your sentiment's changing over time? Voice surveys. Hey, if we can get really good at having a text-based conversation with your customers about their experience, it doesn't take a big leap to think that we could then turn that into a voice-powered AI agent that can phone your customers and do phone surveys with your customers to understand their feedback and get their feedback. And we know that somebody who answers a phone is far more likely to take part to participate in a survey than a customer via email. Anomaly detection. The AI insights we've shared with you are great. They can tell you what's happening across the broad stroke of your business, and they can pick up the emerging, the consistent themes. But sometimes you want to know the new themes. Sometimes you want to know the little issues that you don't necessarily know about, so you can get in front of them before they become a main theme within your organization. And we think we can use AI to help with that as well. When you're building your surveys, it can sometimes be overwhelming about how you want to structure that survey, what you want to ask, the different paths you want to take people down. We hope and believe that with dynamic surveys, that takes some of that pain away, but maybe we can help build the survey from the get-go, from the start, and help you create the right things to ask your questions, the right scorecards to use, and the right times to use dynamic surveys. And then lastly, writing responses. Respond is a really important part of that flywheel that I talked about earlier. If you're not responding to customer feedback, then why are you collecting it in the first place? And sometimes that can be overwhelming. Sometimes that can be hard. It takes a lot of people to do that. So how can we simplify and streamline that process so that you can respond to more customers and more feedback with AI prompted suggested responses? These are just some of the ideas that we've got kicking around. And, as always, please work with the AskNicely team to share your ideas on where you think we should be taking the product. We have a really good dialogue with customers around product improvements, and that's where a lot of our ideas come from. But yeah, I think we're going to open up a poll now on these options here and get your feedback on how these sound for you for moving ahead. So yeah, if you can answer the poll and let us know which of these maybe piques your interest or you think would be most valuable within your organization, between trend insights, voice surveys, anomaly detection, suggested survey questions, or response writing suggestions. We'll let that poll sit there for a few seconds while you can answer that and share the results at the end of it. One question that's been coming out a little bit through some of the questions in the Q&A that's coming through that I'd love to address while you're answering those is where are these features within the platform? So these features will be going live within 30 minutes to an hour after the end of this webinar. We've got the team on standby ready to push it live to all of our customers. Obviously, we didn't want to make too many changes this morning as we're going through a live demo. You never want to make too many changes in the back end to make Reagan's life in Missouri when he's trying to do live demos. So that'll be going live within the next 30 minutes to 60 minutes. Great. Okay, so trend insights. So how your feedback is tracking and trending over time is pretty popular. 58% of the vote. Secretly, it's also our CEO Kirsten's big wish that we take the product in that direction as well. It's something she would really like us to put into the platform, and anomaly detection as a close second. So a lot of really good insights and feedback from you all there. Thank you so much. Right, I think we're now going to open up to some Q&A. Is that right, Lena? Great. All right. So we will open up some Q&A, and I will just scroll through the open Q&A issues. So again, another question just around, how to find these options. Like I said, within 30 minutes to 60 minutes of the end of this webinar, when you jump back into your account, you should see those insights there. If you don't see some of the features, it is specifically for customers on certain plans. So if you don't see the features there, you may need to talk to one of your CSMs and just reach out if it's something you want, you're interested in, and they can turn it on your account if you're on the right plan there for you. And if you want to just have a play with the AI insights, I do believe we're opening that up to everybody to run at least one AI insight against their data. And then if they need to talk to a CSM about upgrading their plan to get more access to that, then they can do that at their leisure and get in touch with us. Yuri has asked, what if you skip the free text question? Yeah, so the free text question, absolutely, the dynamic survey question is driven by the open question type. So if you're not using the open question type, you won't be able to use the dynamic conversation. It's driven by that. But the nice thing about the way we built it is you can still structure your survey using the cards, like Reagan suggested, and add different components to your survey. So if you still wanted to, for example, use the Get More Reviews button, our great review generation button, you can still use that at the end of a dynamic survey. And at the moment, it will take the first comment that a customer left, but it will still take that and be able to post that to your review sites. Let's just see some of the other questions that we've got here. Right, screen for this. Okay. Does everybody get these features? How will I know if I have access? Answer that. So yeah, thank you, Reagan, for posting the support email. If you can't see the features and you want to have access to it, just reach out to support@asknicely, or reach out to your customer success manager. There's another question here. AI looks really exciting. How often will the data refresh and change? And how often should I generate new AI insights? So AI insights is driven by the feedback you receive from your customers. So, as you get more feedback, you may want to run and rerun your reports to see how your customer experience has changed over time. But that being said, the filters and the pivot fields mean that you can run the reports again and again and again using different segments to find new and interesting insights. And I think Reagan gave a great example earlier of maybe running it against your detractor feedback and then running it against your promoter feedback to get a really clear sense of what the two segments of customers are telling you. So that's great. I'm intrigued by dynamic surveys, but also a little bit scared about what the AI will say. Is there a way I can test this first before all my customers get dynamic surveys? Reagan showed you the survey builder, and in the survey builder, there's the preview pane, the preview window that you can use to run through your surveys. And you can run that again and again and again and again, as many different times as you like, and try as many different scenarios to get a sense of how it will engage with your customers. We have tested it extensively against a range of very imaginative scenarios, and we've tuned the responses accordingly. So you can trust that we have put it through its paces and got it to a point where we're confident that it will be a great addition to your business. But if you do have feedback on it, or feedback on how it's interacting with you through your tests, do make sure you let us know. I mentioned before, we want to have innovation and adaptability. We want to continue to work on these, and we can only work on it based on the feedback that you give us. So please do get in touch with us if there's any issues that you want to know. Bill, do you have plans to develop internal surveys as well, i.e. how our team are feeling about their experience working in our company? Reagan, I guess this is probably more of an abstract question, sort of around who you can survey and how you use it. Do you want to talk to that?
Yeah, what I'll say about that, Bill, is that the primary use case for AskNicely is to survey customer contacts. That said, we have several customers that have gotten quite innovative and provide and have repurposed some of those survey capabilities to survey even internal contacts. If you're interested in learning more about those use cases, our CS team is standing by too, so it can support that particular use case.
Great. Thanks, Reagan, and thanks, Bill. James, is this available to all subscription plans? Not all. Dynamic surveys will be available to most, and AI insights will be available to customers on our higher tier plans. But if you don't see it within the next 30 to 60 minutes, then please reach out and talk to your CSM or talk to the team. They can help you out with that. I did see one question that's disappeared. Vlad, you may have answered it live. There was a question about, can we pass data to dynamic surveys for it to be able to use that in its questioning. So dynamic surveys is powered by the information within the surveys and within the platform. One thing it can do, which is really cool, is it can actually refer to a previous response as well. So if a customer's previously responded to a survey, it'll know that they've responded to it, and actually can change its tone depending on how that's changed. So if a customer's gone from a promoter to a detractor, it can understand what's driven that, or vice versa. So there's some cool stuff that we can do there. If I have feedback on this, how should I provide it? Yeah, I think we mentioned it. So that give the usual feedback form that we have within the platform, and to your customer success manager or to our support teams are all the different ways that you can do that. We do have links on our website to provide us product feedback, which goes straight to our product team, and we hear that and we see that as much as we can. How many times can I run AI insights? Everyone will be able to run it once on any plan, but those that have it enabled properly for their account will be able to run it as many times as they like. Is the pricing per insight report or unlimited? It's unlimited. Once you've got access to it, you can run it as many times as you like. We're not limiting it. If there's different dimensions that you can run, get value out of it, you can keep going and going and going. Vlad's answering that one. Christy, great question about extracting data.
Connie, did we lose Paul?
It seems like we
lost the
moment.
I think we lost the New Zealand team, and let's hope that everything's okay over there. Happy to pick up the baton there. Connie, do you know the question that Paul was about to answer?
Yeah, so let's see. Christy asked, love what I have seen so far, but we extract all data to create Power BI reporting from the platform. Will you be creating more comprehensive reporting capability to support AI enhancements?
Yeah, great question. And I think that the product team would welcome that particular bit of feedback so that we can incorporate that in whatever comes next. If we've learned anything from AI is that it continues to get better and improve upon itself. So I think that's great feedback, and I would hate to speak on behalf of the product team to say yes or no, but I think that's probably part of our shared vision. Is there any other questions that we should field in the meantime, Connie? I know that Lena's powering back on. She looks frozen again, though.
Let's see. I think that it looks like Vlad is answering this, but one question is, can we bring in survey data from other tools like Tech Validate or G2 to get AI insights across all of the responses we collect?
It's a great question. You'll want to work with the CSM. What I will say is that out of the box, AskNicely is meant to ingest only AskNicely driven survey responses. That said, we have several use cases with customers who have done a joint integration with multiple systems so that we're consolidating feedback and data in one place. But those are typically looked at as kind of ad hoc particular custom use cases. So we'd want to evaluate that in a one-off kind of instance. And Lena, you're back online.
Back online,
Everything,
yes.
everything
Some
okay
slight
in the Southern
internet issues.
Hemisphere?
Yeah, some slight internet issues down in New Zealand here, but we're back. So thanks so much everyone for your great questions. Really excited to be able to share everything that we have with you today and to see the excitement from you all about getting access to these features as well. So what's next? We've mentioned a few times your CSM, so Reagan and his team are really here to help you get set up on these features. So reach out to them, or if you either don't have a CSM or aren't sure who they are, feel free to email support@asknice.ly and we'll get in touch with you and get you set up on these features. And being a feedback platform, we obviously love getting feedback and we're really here to shape these features with you. So provide feedback to us. You can get there through the product, go to this help center and you can provide us feedback directly there. As Paul mentioned, it goes straight to our product team and we review this very often. And finally, just thank you for taking the time today to get the sort of first look at these brand new features. As mentioned, these will be available in the next 30 to 60 minutes. So jump into your AskNicely account, take a look and get in touch with us. But just once again, want to say thank you for spending the time with us here today. We're really excited and can't wait to hear your feedback on these new features. So thank you and thanks for spending the time. Thanks everyone.